Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Susan, Lynn, Psychic Medium. Thank you for joining me today. If you're new to this channel, welcome. So glad to have you on board. And if you're a returning viewer and or a subscriber, thank you for joining me again. For just briefly, I am a psychic medium. I get my information straight from my spirit guides as I'm talking to you on this video. So basically, I'm doing a very light channel. I do like tarot cards. I do use tarot cards. But honestly, for me, the best way to communicate with you is through my spirit guides. That's just, we all have our own way. So this is my way. So I'm actually videoing this right now to tell you, because there's what happens is the guides tell me videos to do. They give me information. And so they've been talking about the HR1, which is the House bill that has passed the House. Now it's in the Senate, and it's the voting rights bill. It's to I want to say invigorate. The word they're saying is reinvigorate our voting rights. So the bill, our voting rights have been just sandbagged, right? They've just been chopped down to where we barely have any real rights on the books. And so what this bill does is, it's called the For the People bill. And what it does is it reinstitutes rights. It gives us rights by law, certain voting rights. Okay. Republicans like Mitch McConnell have come out and said this bill will decimate the Republican Party. He's literally said that. So why is that? Well, that's because the Republicans have been winning by cheating. Now, if you're a Republican and you're watching this, I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm a Democrat. I'm actually wearing blue today. But the truth of the matter is we need a two-party system. We don't want a one-party system. We want a two-party system. And we want people to have varying degrees of, differences in their political views. We need this. This is how you go forward. You don't go forward by one person rowing on the same side of the canoe the entire time. You go in circles, right? So we need challenges. We need that kind of interaction. But what's happening is, or what has happened is, the Republicans have gerrymandered their districts where if you're a senator, you actually represent less number of people than the Democrat does, but you still guaranteed to win every time because the way the district lines have been drawn. Right now, there's 200 court cases in the states, in the Republican states, to stop voting, to basically curtail it, to do things like not offer early voting. What is that about? And what is this about when you can't mail in your votes, that people are against mail-in voting? Do you guys realize that whole states have done mail-in votings for years and never had any problems? This isn't a new concept. This isn't rife with fraud. The truth of the matter, it makes voting easier. The truth of the matter is, if every single election, there have been more actual votes for the Democrats than for the Republicans. But as we know, the Electoral College makes it so it's very hard for the Democrats to win. It's very hard for the popular or the more populist votes to win. These are the problems. Black and white, folks, black and white. So this bill seeks to remedy some of those problems. And I'm telling you right now, as I sit in this chair, that this bill is going to be one of the most important bills that has been passed in the last 20 or 30 years. It is that important. It is that important. So I think that's why my spirit guides are really wanting to talk about it, especially this morning. They want to talk about it. It's something that me, Susan, I have been thinking about and pondering, sort of in a part of my brain. It's just been kind of kicking around, and I've been wondering about it. But this morning they woke me up and they really want to talk about it. And they want to talk about it because there's some really good energy around it. It is now in the Senate. If we don't do something with the filibuster, the Senate is going to vote this down. Again, it's not in the Republicans' best it's not in their best interest to have this bill be passed, but it is in the best interest of the American people. So as I told you guys a little while ago, my spirit guides said that the filibuster, they wouldn't strike it down, but they would make some changes to it. Apparently, one of the changes that they can make is they've taken the budget out of the filibuster. So you can't filibuster a budget, and they're trying to make it so that you can't filibuster a voting bill. So you can filibuster other bills, but not these bills. And then what happens is that then we go forth with a majority vote. Right now, we are 50-50, Republicans and Democrats in the Senate, with Vice President Harris casting the deciding vote, the tie-breaking vote. And that's how this bill would go forward if they did that to the filibuster. It would give it a chance, okay? So I want to just cut to the chase and tell you that there's really good energy around this. Really, there's light. It's beautiful light around it. Like just this beautiful divine intervention light around this bill. And this is the first day right now, right this minute, that I have felt this light. It's almost like if you go back and look at some of the other videos I've done, there's 2 or 3 times when without any hesitation, I've said this is going to happen. Because when my spirit guides, there's this special energy that they put around things that are just, that are either divinely guided or are karmically guided. And one of those things was the 2 senators from Georgia in the runoff were going to win. They told me from the very beginning that race was announced that it was karmic, that Americans deserve to have a Senate and a Republican and Democratic Senate split 50-50, with Harris being the tiebreaker. They told me that from the very beginning. That was karma. That way we were supposed to work together, cross the aisle. Okay. They knew that if it was like this, that there wouldn't be a chance. We wouldn't have a chance to change our destiny, right? By making it 50-50, there's a chance. That means somebody has to cross the aisle and work with the other person to move things forward to move laws forward in the United States. So you can understand how karmically that gives us a chance to change our karma. What do Americans want? Do we want racism? Do we want corporations that don't pay taxes? Do we want healthcare? What do we want? Okay, well, we can't make those choices if we don't have an option. So they made it so that those 2 men won their Senate runoff seats, and now that's exactly what we have. It's 50-50 with Harris, splitting the difference. So now, what else is keeping us from working together? The filibuster is keeping us from working together, because the filibuster allows, you guys know more about it than I do probably, right? But, it's keeping, it's basically allow the minority to put the kibosh on bills. And that was done for a reason, but it's been misused like so many other things. They find the loopholes and they find ways to use it in ways that it wasn't really designed to be used for. You're supposed to stand on the floor and talk for 24 hours, and that's not even done. Now they just threaten it and the bill dies. Okay. So that's not being used. That needs to be adjusted. That filibuster needs to be adjusted. It either needs to be gone, but I don't hear that. I hear that it will be adjusted. Okay. Now, this divine light has come in again with this bill. I mean, I got to put my feet on the floor for some reason. Like I had them crossed and I have to put them on the floor because I need to ground myself, because the light coming in from this energy is absolutely insane. I have chill bumps all over my arms as I'm telling you this. I want to just jump out of my chair. Like I'm trying to not keep my legs from bouncing. Hold on, Nelly. Okay. So anyway, the divine light coming in. For whatever reason, I can't tell you, why doesn't divine light come in and save us from other things? I don't know. I can't answer that question right now. I can talk to you about this bill, and I can tell you that divine light is coming in. The light is lifting up the Democrats. It's lifting up some of the maybe on the fence Republicans. It's lifting up Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin is coming in during this reading because, as you know, He's a Democrat from West Virginia, and he's very conservative. He's very conservative, and he really kind of has put the kibosh on the Democrats, right? I mean, he's really kept the Democrats from doing some of the things that they've wanted to do. He's made it harder for them to do this. So I keep hearing the words historic. They want to talk about historic. I feel like this bill will be called a historic bill. And I feel like whatever happens to this bill during the time of its winding its way through the Senate, it will, in the later, after it's done, it will be called historic. And they're not even talking about the bill itself. They're talking about the machinations, the inner workings of the Senate will be historic. Again, I'm getting chills as I say this. So, this is one of those things where I would put money on it. I mean, I would put money on it. When the divine is behind something, game over. Game over. Again, what is this doing? What they're doing is just balancing the playing field. That's all they're doing, is balancing it so that then we can see what humans are going to do. So don't think that they're coming in to save us, because they're not coming in to save us, but they are coming in to balance the playing field. Then it's up to you and me. This is a really big point. They're simply balancing the playing field. We have to get off our butts. Not that we've been on them, but I'm telling you, if you put your sneakers on, you need to lace them again and tighten them up, because we're going to have to get real busy. Do you understand? This is an attack on everything Republican. They're going to come out with 5 times more firepower than they did in 2019. Okay, it's just, and 2020. It's going to be a real battle. Okay, but and maybe that's why the divine is coming in to help us, because they see that we're ill-equipped. We're not going to win this. We're not even going to have, we're not even going to be able to line up on the scrimmage line. We're not even going to be in the game, because the system is rigged against us. And they are interested in seeing what we will do. This is, I could repeat this 1,000 times. When they repeat things, it's emphasis. If I ever repeat something in a video, it's because they want the emphasis. They want you to understand how important this is. Okay. So if they keep repeating something, then that means you better start running, because we need to get busy. We are going to give this. We are going to get this. It's divine. It's so beautiful, but they are asking for us. They're asking to see what we will do. I'm just going to say briefly, they're showing me racism. Okay. They're showing me judgment and racism, and they're asking me, and they're asking you, what will our choice be? If we level the playing field for you, and you can make changes to your laws, and you can make changes for your community, for your city, for your country, your state, what will you choose? That's what they want to know. That's what they want to know. This is our lesson. All they did was make sure that we had a test, because before they were taking our test. The votes are test, right? We didn't even have tests. We were at our table. We were ready to take the test, but there wasn't any test, because they took away our votes. They're putting the test back on the table as in a vote. That's our test. So let's please, let's pass this test. Let's pass this test and show that we are one. We're all one humanity. Let's put forth the vibration of non-judgment. Let's put forth the vibration of we're all in this together, because we are. And it doesn't matter what race or what culture or what language or what sexual orientation you are, or even, what sexual, changes. Maybe you're becoming trans or whatever. It doesn't matter, people. We're all human on the inside. We're all the same. And that's what they want to see. Did we learn our lesson? Will we help each other? There's going to be some things coming up. Will we help each other? Regardless of what color the other person is, regardless of what language they speak, regardless of whether they're poor, or rich or educated or uneducated. Or maybe they're a different religion than you. Or maybe they're a different sexual orientation. Or maybe they just freaking look different. You know, maybe they have a mohawk that's orange. Are you going to help that person because they're a person? That's the test. Okay. So, going to be a quick video. That's all I have to tell you, because this energy around HR1 is, I'm bouncing again, is just like rocket fuel. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't know. I'm absolutely blown away by the energy. So, it's no less than good over evil. It's no less than good over bad. And I'm sorry to paint those people in that way, but right now, in my opinion, and when I look at the energy, it does look like, you know, it does look like that. And I'll say this too, that those people have been co-opted, right? The average, or not the average, but the Republican voters that voted and continue to support Trump and continue to support Q have been co-opted. They have been programmed. They are being used as hostile combatants in our own country by other countries, namely Russia. So I'm going to tell you that yes, they are people, and yes, I love them and I want to help them, and I will help them. I will absolutely help them. But I also want to say that until we get to a place where we can help them deprogram and stop the messaging, until we get to a place where we can stop the messaging, it's going to be a little bit of a us versus them mentality. And I think this bill goes a ways towards helping us right some of the wrongs. And in that way, I feel like we'll be able to pass laws that will help us start to dismantle this psychological warfare, this messaging that's going on. I'm going to do a whole nother video on deep fakes, because my guides told me a whole story about deep fakes. If you don't know what that is, Google it and prepare to be blown away. It's what's on the table now. From here on forward, they will be using deep fakes. And they work, people. They work. They're very hard to spot. So, I hope I didn't mess up this whole beautiful imagery with that last bit. But, all this to say that, the divine is doing its part. Now it's our turn. So I'll see you out there. I'll see you out there on the phone banks, in the volunteering, writing the checks, walking the blocks, whatever we have to do. I'll see you out there, because we're going to make this, work. Okay. I don't want to let the divine down. They helped us, and I'm going to work hard for them. So, with love and blessings to you all, take care. And this video is for entertainment purposes only, because I did mention a few names that sometimes trigger YouTube to get a little wily. So, you guys all take care. We'll talk soon.